Hello my lovelies, Rob here again from Kickbackgarage. Now today I want to show you a little bit of a conversion on the lambretta gear selector arm. So if that's something you fancy having a look at, do the old coffee and I'll roll the intro. Messing around with these cameras, batteries going flat.
Markerte det med regn, alle sprang I lag og ville komme under tak. Ingen av oss merket at du hadde falt ifra. Hvorfor valgte du å dra? Hvem I faen kunne se den komme? Da høsten tok over, sa vi hadde bratt lav sommer.
So this is a part of the SST, Casa Performance SST 265 rebuild series that I'm doing. But I'm going to throw this in the old tips and tricks or tools or whatever I call it playlist. Because this is a conversion I recommend for everybody, and it's quite easily done. Now, the original gear selector arm on the lambretta, this uses a tiny little circle clip that sits in the top there. So, like, you fit the rod. This one's BGM. It looks very nice. You fit the rod here, and this is what actually changes the gear when you change your gear lever. Now, the problem with this is that that little circlip is such a pain in the arse to get to because your shock is in the way and it's very fiddly. So what I prefer to do is I use a stud. I've been looking through all my studs here, and this is the most fitting one I found. And what it is what I do is I cut off this post here. Now, if this was the seal type, it wouldn't have this like seat at the bottom there that the gear selector bar sits on like that. But I think I want to keep that. That's not a bad idea. So what I'm going to do is I will remove this post here with a Dremel, and I will drill out the hole with my drill press. I will thread it. And then I fit this stud. If you can see, it's really hard to get shiny stuff in focus on my videos. But if you see here, the shoulder on this stud is the same size or the same length as the shoulder on the stud here where you normally fit the circlip. So my plan of attack here is to fit this, thread this, cut off this, drill that, thread it, fit this, and then I can use a nylock screw on the top with the washer underneath. It doesn't matter that it's a little bit taller. The important thing is that this shoulder is about the same height, because what I like to do is, let's fit it on there. So that'll sit like that, and that'll give me enough room to put the washer on there. And when I screw down the nylock, it won't be completely locked up. It'll have free movement. Right, so let's get cracking. First off, cut off the shoulder. Get the Dremel out. Get the Dremel out. You really have to excuse my my mess on the bench here, but I am messing around with Mr. Vespermania, and I'm waiting for my son-in-law. He is currently renovating a flat, and is swanning off with my my daughter to live in that flat. So he's really busy at the moment, and he is going to give me a hand with Vespermania. So that's something that's still on the cards. I've not forgotten it. I am definitely continuing there. But right at the moment, I need to get this SST built for my man Odin. So what I'm going to try and do with the camera in my face, it's going to be really hard, is try and cut this off. I mean, if I cut it so that it isn't, if it protrudes a tiny bit, then I can file off the end just to make sure. I mean, the important bit here is that when I fit the stud, it has to be straight, basically. If it isn't, it could interfere with the gearing. Put some glasses on, lad. I think that's a good idea. Yeah, I'll do that. Yay! Just having a wild guess at where the center is. I reckon it's there. looks good. And then what I'll do now, I really can't be bothered moving my camera. It'd be an old bloke drilling a hole. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put this assembly in my pillar drill and drill out the hole here. Now, because I'm going to fit in a 6mm stud and I want to make threads, fine pitch, you're supposed to use a 5.2 drill. And if you have, what's it called? Fat threads. I'm sure I know the mechanical term, I just can't pick it up in my head. Right, so that's the M5 hole drilled. I'm going to top it out with the M6. I didn't really try and get it straight, Rob. Try and get it straight. Oh, Jesus, what's happening? So there you go. Hope you can see this. What if I move my light? I've threaded this stud through. And what you can do now is either use a dab of red Loctite, which I think I'm going to do. Because if you use a blue nylock, then a red Loctite is stronger than the blue nylock on there. So I think I'll use double Loctite and I'll just cut this excess stud on the back there. The most secure way to do it is by welding. My problem being that I haven't got anything that'll tack this fast. I might have a go with a welder, I'll see. Right, ladies and germs, here we have the finished product. Let me just grab that. So it is a bit of a pain in the arse, but it's not as big as a pain in the arse as fitting those circlips. So here you can see the post that was originally on there, if I can balance it a bit, and that's the same height as the shoulder on this stud here. But fitting a stud is a lot easier. What I ended up doing was I had cut it down the stud. I put a bit of a tack on there, I've ground it down. You don't really need to. If you're just a normal Joe in a garage without a welder, then it's, like I said, sufficient just to fit that with a bit of blue Loctite. Red Loctite, which is stronger than the blue nylock that you fit on the top of the stud. So when I fit this, I'll put a washer underneath. I'll fit the tie bar on top of the washer, and then you get the washer on the top, and jobs are good. And I think this is actually a little bit thinner than the standard type, the BGM one. Let me have a look, just for old time's sake. Yeah, it's about the same. So, fit a washer on the bottom, I'll end up about here. Put a washer on the top, and then fit the nylock, and you're good to go. And that means that when you have to remove your engine, it's really easy to take off the tie bar. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Like I said, a well worth upgrade. Yeah, knock yourself out. And hopefully I'll see you all in the next one. Yes, ta-ra! Messing around with these cameras, batteries going flat.
Markerte det med regn, alle sprang I lag og ville komme under tak. Ingen av oss merket at du hadde falt I frak. Hvorfor valgte du å dra? Hvem I faen kunne se den komme? Da høsten tok over, sa vi hadde bra til oss sommer.